And we're live. Welcome to Saturday Night Gaming with me, your host, Mark W. I have a special guest here. Say hello, special guest. Hello, this is Rob Bob. And Rob Bob is my son. We are not in the same physical location for now. So he is connecting via Steam voice chat, which we tested earlier. It seems to work okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be the one playing, and Rob Bob will be commenting, advising. He's pretty good at the game himself, even though he has fewer years under his belt than I do. But also, I wanted to 80 fewer years under your belt than I do. Okay, on the game. So I wanted to say that in honor of my most loyal viewer, Arturo, who is here week after week on my stream. Arturo is my colleague in Mexico. I'm going to be conducting tonight's entire stream entirely in Spanish. Esta noche continuaremos jugando FTL, más veloz que la luz. La semana anterior jugamos el tutorial mientras explicábamos los fundamentos del juego. Jugamos hasta el principio del tercero de 8 sectores y hoy vamos a continuar desde ese último save point donde nos quedamos. Ha sido sumamente divertido jugar este juego para su deleite. Es un juego en el que he invertido por más de 300 horas hasta el momento, por lo que tengo un buen kilometraje recorrido. A pesar de lo cual, hace unos cuantos días busqué tweets con el hashtag FTLGame y descubrí que hay algunos locos que tienen registradas miles de horas de juego. Así que comparado con ellos, soy solo un principiante. Además, soy un tontito. Okay, I am only kidding. That was just a little joke I wanted to play on you guys. I don't know if it was funny, but I thought it would be fun to try speaking Spanish for a little bit. So actually, I wrote an introduction. I had Arturo translate to Spanish for me, and I was gonna see if I would freak out anybody out there. But since I only have 3 viewers out there, and 2 of you are in on it, I doubt I freaked out too many people. Anyway, so yeah, what I was basically saying is we're going to continue playing FTL as we started last week. We were on sector 3 of 8, and I am taking the approach of taking my time, explaining the game, explaining all my decisions that I make slowly and carefully, hopefully. And what I was saying in Spanish there also was that I think I'm pretty experienced in the game, so I can probably advise you if you're a newbie to this game. But also, I was checking out Twitter, like hashtag FTL game and stuff like that, and I saw some other people talking about their own streams, and they're bragging about how good they are, and they say they have something like 3,000 hours under their belt, and I was kind of impressed and a little horrified at those numbers, but who am I to judge? Anyway, why don't we get into it? So it's a long time. So how many hours did you say you have, Rob Bob? 80. Okay, so yeah, just a quick recap. We were playing the basic game, not the advanced edition, because the advanced edition adds extra stuff, and we might as well keep it simple. Because again, I'm taking kind of a tutorial approach. I'm not going to go over all the very basic fundamentals because we already did that in the last stream. But I can recap a little. We are choosing the Kestrel, which is the basic ship. I have unlocked all the ships in the game. There are how many, Rob? There's like at least a dozen, right? More than that. Definitely more than that. Probably about 20. So I've unlocked all the. Yep. Yeah. Whatever the case is, I'm playing the most basic one. It's pretty straightforward. Some of the other ships have some crazy strategies, like they involve more boarding, or there's an NG ship that uses a lot of drone attacks as opposed to regular, if you will, lasers and such like that. Okay, so yeah, welcome, Benonymous, Penonymous, and Arturo and Rabab. So what are we going to do here? What I always like to do in this game is I make a plan. I think about where I want to physically go, what path I want to take, as well as what I want to spend my scrap on next. So I have 46 scrap, and I'm kind of evaluating my ship here. So give me one moment. Yeah, basically, I think we are pretty good offensively for the time being. If we see a good gun in our travels, it would be good to get it. It wouldn't be bad to upgrade our engines as well. As I always say, the engine is a very important system to upgrade because it totally nullifies attacks on you. Right now, I'm nullifying 25% of attacks, which is a lot better than if, say, I had this guy over here. Now it's only 20%. And that sounds like a 5% difference, but really it's more like, think of 25% relative to 20 to make a huge difference. And if I upgrade again, I will have something like, let's look on the right here, another 5%, it looks like, so I'll be up to 30. If I'm evading 30% of all attacks, that's a really good thing. Every time you get hit in this game, it can snowball. So if I get hit, it takes out one of my shields. That's no big deal. If the subsequent hit takes out another shield, suddenly I'm very vulnerable. Next thing you know, they're hitting my systems. I have to run around scrambling, repairing things. Maybe they hit my weapons, so I can't even attack in a functional manner anymore, stuff like that. So basically, the more you can just nullify their attacks entirely, the better off you are. So I think what I'm going to do is save for another level of engine, which is going to cost me 30 here and 25 there for a total of 55. I like to do my upgrades at once because there's no point in upgrading, say, just this. I can undo it, don't worry. Um, Actually, I'm kind of surprised I'm not hearing anything. Could you hold on one moment? Not your fault. Actually, are you able to hear the game sounds? Anybody out there? Like clicking sounds and things like that? Rob, how about you? Okay, so I had this working, but apparently I don't anymore. Give me one moment to tweak the stream, and hopefully I'll be able to fix that. I've been playing with OBS, which is the app I use to stream with. You have to kind of enable things in a couple places. It's weird. Should I go advanced audio properties, the audio capture? Okay, the audio input capture is set to monitor and output. Okay, so it should work. I mean, the only thing wrong is probably the game volume itself. Put it up some more, maybe. Can anybody hear anything now? Hmm. I'm not hearing it in the monitoring. When I enable monitoring, I'm supposed to be able to hear what the game is playing, basically what the stream is playing. Okay, let me try one more thing. If it doesn't work, I'll give up. Oh, you're able to hear it? You're not here. How about now? Nothing? Okay, let me do what I said I was going to do, which, okay. I think right now you'll only hear the music. Nothing. Okay, Arturo says nothing. One more thing I'm going to try. I'm going to delete the audio source, which will mean that you'll be mute for a moment, Rob. And I'm going to re-add it then, because I had this kind of problem before when I have to re-add it. Oh, you do hear it, but it's just, okay, that's interesting. So, all right. So you hear the music, you're saying? All right. Okay, let me try what I was going to try anyway. If it doesn't work, I'm giving up. Okay, thanks, Be Anonymous. The automate says you hear something, but it's ambient and subdued. Okay. Wait, now it should be loud. Okay. I have to hit the gear symbol and enable monitoring so I can hear what's coming through. Monitor and output. Okay, I had literally everything working before. Now it's not, but like I said, I'm not going to. Oh, you do hear it. Artillery hears it. Okay, I don't hear it for some reason, although I enabled monitoring, which is supposed to let me hear it. Okay. Alright, so the only remaining question is I'm just going to go forward, and if you think the game music and sound is too loud relative to our voices, I will adjust the volume, so just let me know in the chat. Okay, all that said, let's go forward. So one thing I like to do that I mentioned before is spend as much time in the nebula as I can, because when you do that, it slows down the advancing fleet on the left here. I hear it a little now too, huh? God, all the volumes cranked. It's kind of crazy. Except in the audio mix. Okay, I made it a little louder in the audio mixer. Like I got the game volume cranked, but in the audio mixer I could still make it louder. Anyway, so let's leave it like this. And okay, what do we got here? A heavily damaged Federation ship is hiding in the nebula as we're speaking. Before you have time. Okay. Before you have time to make contact with them, they fade into the nebula. So normally, if I recall correctly, you can't really catch up to these guys, but we have the blue option because of our teleporter. Usually the blue option is good in these kind of situations, so we're going to use the teleporter to lock onto their life signs. You lead the Federation crew aboard. One gladly joins your crew. The rest will wait to be dropped off at the next station. They don't want to give you like a party of 50 guys on. It wouldn't kind of work with this thing. Anyway, we have a Zoltan named Willow, and he's a good fighter, like melee fighter. And 34 scrap is lying up. By the way, we are playing the easy difficulty level in which the scrap really flows in great quantities. Okay. So now we have 5 guys, which means that we can push. Usually the Zoltan is good to sit in a room, in a system room that actually requires power, like the weapons, shields, or engines. What I'm going to do is probably switch him out with the Mantis, because the Mantis is useful for running around beating people up. So you are relieved of your duty, your shield duty, Mantis. It's only the music's louder, isn't it? Again, please let me know if it's drowning out my voice or if we're good. So we're going to put the Mantis on the doors here. If you notice, the doors are more solid now, because they're level 2 since somebody's manning it. Another option would be sensors. I usually do doors first for no particular reason. Now we're going to hit the slash key to save their stations, so that anytime I move them, I'll give you an example. Anytime I move them, I can just hit enter and they'll all go back to their dedicated stations. Ta-da. Okay, so let's keep going. Yes? Okay, so we'll make it a little bit lower. Yeah, it kind of waxes and wanes volume-wise, so yeah. Whatever, we'll just keep tweaking it. For now, I just made it a tiny bit lower. You jump into a calmer part of the nebula, however your relief fades as a rebel scout jumps to the beacon and moves in to attack. I'm not really that concerned. Rob, could you yeah. Yeah, so this missile is the only thing to worry about at all probably, but they have no shields, so we can just kind of pummel them. By the way, since we moved the Zoltan to the shield, you can see over here on the shield power bar thingy that one of them is yellow. That means the Zoltan is powering it for one, and we have one extra leftover power in our reactor now because of that. So we might as well put it in one of these systems. We can put it in the oxygen, I guess, for now, and we can adjust our needs to med bay or whatever. So let's fight this guy. It's possible we might get hit once. One thing you can actually do is if you're not sure if you're going to hit them first or if their missile will come at you first, you can at the last second enable defense drone. Okay, if the missile's here, I could just put on the defense drone. I'll just take it, see what happens. Maybe I'll dodge it. No such luck, the oxygen is out. So now we want to run probably some guys who are not. Yeah, these two guys can repair that oxygen ASAP. But their weapons are out, as you can see. So we're kind of in good shape. You're repairing it? Oh yeah, yeah, true, I did. I named our characters after, this one's myself, he's W. Bob's here, and Leoncito is here. Okay, we got some stuff, fuel, missiles, 36 prop. The ship explode. Okay, not too bad. Send the Mantis. So here's the thing, Arturo, the Mantis is only repair at half speed. That's to balance them out as being, they're good combatants in hand-to-hand combat, but they're terrible at repairing things. So I usually don't send them. Yeah, so I usually don't send the Mantis out to repair things. So we got 116 scrap, which is quite a bit. So I'm going to do that upgrade to the engines. Ta-da! I didn't even really need to add the power, the reactor upgrade. Oh well. Oh, Arturo meant to invade the other ship at the boarding. Okay. I have to think of that. So, here's the thing, with those with those automated ships, they don't have anybody on board, hence they don't have oxygen generators. So, if you board it, you have to deal with no oxygen. But in general, sure, that's in the advanced edition. So, yeah, I'm probably going to wait till I get another guy to board along with him. And then I'll do some boarding. Repair drone before you jump? Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. The repair drone, as we, yeah, I could have sworn that back in the day, maybe in a previous version, it actually cost scrap as you used it. Do you remember that, Rob? Or is that a different drone? Am I thinking of a different drone? Okay, anyway, this one all it does is you spend one of your drone parts and it'll repair you a bit. So I have 8 drone parts still, looks like might as well. Okay. Alright, let's go here. A pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it is attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it's a smuggler trying to stay away from the beacons. Wow, I can't not attack the pirate. Alright, so what do we have here? Okay, it's got missile, heavy laser. I guess I'll just do my usual dance. Okay, we have borders. And if you look down here, you can see the red fist tells us that he is in the med bay. Let's just send Mr. Mantis over and see if that's enough. Oh, he got a Mantis too. So we have a med bay healing the Mantis, our Mantis, while we fight. Okay, we're about to take a hit. Ooh, right in the pilot's face. Okay, our Mantis is gonna win the fight. Alright. Hang on 1 second. I was gonna teleport it. No. Alright, that's fine. I'm gonna use a missile on their weapons before their missile shoots us. Cool. Ah, it's back already. They got someone repairing it very quickly. Yeah, I might actually put up our defense drone at this point because I feel like another missile or two might hit us. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, our defense drone shot it down. Right. Okay, they're trying to escape, so this is something we haven't seen in this game so far. When it says, when this dialog pops up, and also when it says enemy FTL charging here, that means they are trying to escape, and we don't want that to happen. So what we do in the meantime is we can blast out their pilot helm and or the engine, and then that'll slow down their escape. We can put one right in the pilot's face here. It's already delayed. Okay, so they're trying to surrender. Nah, I will ignore their pleas because I'm a meanie. I'm a big meanie. So if you notice, it said F. Okay, go ahead. Oh, the engine's boarded. Okay, the terrible combatants are boarding us now. So, as I said about the mantis. The mantis is a good fighter, but bad at repairing. The NG is the reverse. They're great at repairing, bad at fighting. Anyway, the debris implies that the ship was carrying drone schematics, but unfortunately nothing remained. You do find functioning drone parts, however. So we got one drone and 40 scrap. We killed the NG. Functioning drone part. Yes, just one. Okay, let's get W healed. He took a shot to the face. And we proceed. There is a store here and we have a ton of money. I mean scrap. I think it's worth checking out. Is there a better path? I think we should just go to the store. Okay, we're off to the store. 101 scrap. You find yourself surrounded by a group of mysterious alien vessels. They hail you and apparently have some valuable technology for sale. They have cloaking, which you cannot afford. Okay. No weapons. Stealth weapons. That's good once you get cloaking eventually. What that does is it allows you... Yep. It's like a board, huh? Let's see what Arturo thinks about that. I do like long-range scanners because that lets you see additional info about nearby beacons. I could actually get both a mantis and the long-range scanners. What's that? If you hang on 1 second, I'm having a power issue. Sorry, 1 second. And a real-life power issue, not the game. Okay, I'm good now. So do we want John or Roper? They are equally skilled. Let's take John and long-range scanners. So now we have one of our 3 augmentation. Augmentations are little bonus items you get, kind of, and you can only hold 3 of them. You can acquire them from the store. Sometimes you seem to stumble across them randomly through the regular events in the game. And now we can probably do some boarding soon if that's what you'd like to see. So in preparation for that, we're going to move our 2 mantises to the teleporter. One nice thing about boarding is when you defeat a ship that way, you get more scrap than you otherwise would. Because I guess you have not blown the ship into smithereens, you can salvage more stuff from it. Sorry, I'm just checking. I'm being rude and checking a message that somebody sent me. Okay. So, let me jump back to the window. Sorry, I lost it. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, let us continue. Try to board somebody, maybe. So now they have the long-range scanner. I can see more stuff going on in the map, in nearby beacons. This kind of triangle with the exclamation point means possible ship detected. Pretty sure that always means there's a ship there that you can fight. So even though go ahead. Okay, yeah. Right. Usually is. I guess not always. So even though the exit's right here, I'm going to try snaking my way upward. Let's see what's a good path to take. I can go here, here. Is that too long though? Let me think about this. It's like if I try to go up here, it might take too. So maybe I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll see how it progresses. But I can definitely go here for now. Okay, so they have a med bay, and also it is a Mantis ship. Those are 2 reasons not to board. They actually have. They're gonna board me, right? Because they have a teleporter. So I will fight them off. If I manage to kill, say, 2 Mantises without them teleporting away to safety, then it might be possible to board them. But, well, yeah, they're going to definitely board me though. Okay, they are in the... Go ahead. Okay, here they just boarded with 1. Yeah, I should be able to kill him. Okay, he's dead. Should we try it? I have to knock out their med bay, but... Alright, let's do that. We're gonna knock out the med bay and try boarding. Oh, the weapons are back in. Yeah, it's true. Mantises like to keep NGs as slaves. They're not very nice. Your weapons are coming back. That's a good point. Yes. Is this a single laser? Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's try boarding. Ready for this? Okay, I'm turning off all my guns because we don't want to shoot while we're boarding. We're gonna go to the med bay where there's surely gonna be someone trying to repair it, and we're gonna kill them. Okay, they have a Mantis and an NG. Should be okay unless they have more guys in there. Okay, one of our guys is low, but that's okay, and we won the fight. You find a weapon on the system with no crew to stop you, you can install it on your own. So we got 17 scrap and a heavy laser Mark 1. We return these guys, and now we have to send them to the med bay to get healed. Alright, so we got a new weapon, which is cool. It's a heavy laser. Yeah, we might as well upgrade our weapon system and power that as soon as we can. Cool, I'm happy. So the cost is basically going to be 35. We have 33. I would say we don't need to upgrade the power in addition necessarily before doing that upgrade. We kind of have a freebie here, free floating power-ish, because if we powered teleporter, then we don't have a freebie. I'll do it anyway once I hit 35. Sometimes you gotta kind of juggle these decisions. Anyway, that's true, the missile can be turned off. There's usually a lot of options, a lot of trade-offs you can make. So I could go here, and back here, and here. That might be too short. As I mentioned last time, there's a mod you can get that draws out all the rings to represent the approaching fleet turn after turn. You can kind of plan your routes better because you can count how many turns it'll take for the fleet to reach you. But as it is here, I kind of have to eyeball it. At any rate, we're going to go here. Are we ready to jump? Are we ready to jump? Okay. An advanced Rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small Rebel space station. However, without functioning sensors, it is impossible to tell what's inside. We can attack or avoid it. I don't like to avoid things. Okay, it's got a... Don't... See, again, this is an automated drone which has no oxygen. So I'm just going to try to blast it with lasers. it cannot hurt me. But the most it can do is get through 2 shields basically. With the laser and the drone. Excuse me, and at this point the weapons are totally knocked out. Yeah, you can actually, if I was going to make a really boring stream, if you see over here on the left by my crewman, every time I get hit or this drone, well basically every time this drone shoots at me, it's either going to hit or miss. If it misses, you'll see these 2 guys at the top, the pilot and the engines guy. Their skill's going to upgrade because they were practicing their dodge basically. If it hits me, the shield guy here is going to upgrade his skill and shield. So I could, if I was going to make a really boring stream, leave it here for 20 minutes and come back to have fully upgraded, you know, engineer, shield guy, and pilot. That would be a boring stream. So I'm good. Is that the difference between green and yellow? So right now, I'm actually almost expert at this here. Look how close I am. One more dodge and you get to it actually. That's you, Rob. That's right. So okay, I killed him. I was about to say, you know, I could do it. That is a good point, Mr. Benonymous. I should be switching off my missile and using the heavy laser. Okay, we got 35 scrap. Also, we were able to loot the station, the storage site for various resources. You salvaged everything possible. So I'm going to turn off the missile, and now I have 3 regular lasers and 1 heavy one, basically. And once I upgrade the weapons, I can have the ability to use the missile as well. I could do that right now, so let's do it. Ta-da. Okay, I'm pretty happy. Arturo, was the boarding all you hoped it would be? So let's see. This one is okay. This is a heads up. It's gonna disrupt my. It's gonna disrupt my sensors because of an ion storm. No, that's the normal warning about being in a nebula. Yeah, it's gonna be right. It's gonna be a power issue if I go here, which is always fun. Sarcasm. So, yeah, it's true. Let's just go there and have some fun with low power. As you can see, it cut out some power. Okay, you jump into a sector of the Nebula beset by a plasma storm. An automated rebel scout stationed at the beacon moves in to attack. Prepare to fight, or the blue option is to use my engines to attempt to outrun it. Let's go. Despite your advanced engines, you are unable to shake them. You turn and prepare for a fight. Okay, what do we have here? It has a drone on me. I have no oxygen at the moment. Definitely want to have some weapons, obviously. Probably good to have 2 levels of shield, even though engines are great. So I'm going to try to deal with this configuration, and if my oxygen starts to get low, hopefully the drone will be beat up. I mean, the scout will be beat up enough by then, and I'll be able to shift some power around. Okay, so we're in good shape already. We should target the drone now, and then nothing can hit us. Well, Rob Bob did get the upgrade to the engine, so he's a master of engines. It's yellow. Oxygen's back on. So even though these automatic ships do not have any crew, they can actually repair things. And you notice that the weapons actually repair themselves. And now the drone here is repairing it. 3 fuel, 1 missile, 36 scrap. Cool stuff. Let's get out of this terrible place. So we could do 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, Rabob. I don't know why you typed hello in the chat, but that's okay. You're allowed to do that. Sorry? That's because I'm hanging out in the nebula. Okay, so you arrive in the nebula and immediately receive a message from an unknown source. Prepare to be boarded. With the static from the nebula, there's no way to tell where they came from. But you hear shots fired on board the ship. Intruders on board. Okay, let's see. We have something in door and drone. I mean, there's probably like 3 or more, most likely. Yeah, alright, first of all, we gotta run mantises over. I normally just kind of try to lead people to the med bay, and I'm going to try to not do that for now. Oh, okay, look at that. Change your plan. We're going to the med bay. We're going to power the med bay, of course. Yeah, there's someone in the door still? I missed it. I think we're good. We have 1, 2, 3 against this one guy, and our 3 against those 3 guys, but the guys in the med bay get healed after the fight, so they're good. Yeah, I bought more than I usually do. So I might actually be faced with decisions of who to dump later on. The maximum is 8, and oops. I might, like, you know, rescue a person, and then they'll say, well, you can only save 8 people, so somebody has to go. And I like to think that I don't just shove them out in the airlock and they die. I like to think I send them away in a nice escape pod to a nearby planet. Like, well, they're dismissed. Bye-bye. Okay, taking a water break. One moment. This water brought to you by my refrigerator. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm absolutely swimming in scrap right now. Because I normally play this game on hard, which is a lot harder to say the least. I feel like it could go up here still. Probably. I hate to backtrack. I usually try to avoid backtracking, but I'm pretty sure I could do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the exit's a little bit inward. That's the only thing. Usually the exit is like in the far outer corner-ish. Let's see. I'm going to do a little measuring with my fingers. As silly as I just... I don't know if I can do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 might not work. I can do 4, I'm pretty sure, though. 2. So the question is, do I skip the store, or do I skip this place up here? You know, stores are always fun to check out, so why don't I just go down here, here, and here. Okay, you see a small station fitted with hundreds of repair drones. You receive an automated message. We don't know who you are, and we don't care, but this is the right place for some ship repair. I think that was supposed to be Orion. So anyway, you get repairs here for, basically it's a discount, it's 2 per. The 2 would be overkill for me, I think. Yeah, definitely. I might just save my scrap for the store. As I said in my last stream, I'm usually comfortable as long as I'm in the green. So I'm going to do that. Ignore the station. Head into the store. A ship engineer has set up a small shop here. Okay. Scrap recovery on. Okay, so there's no discussion here. I'm buying that. Pardon my imitation of Homer drooling, Homer Simpson. But basically this thing, it's great to get this, especially fairly early in the game. It increases every scrap reward you get by 10%, which is pretty huge. When you get early, consider that you're getting probably on easy, how many? For the rest of the game, I'll probably get about 1,000 more scrap, I would estimate. At least several hundred, and then 10% on top of that is pretty big. Probably more than 1,000. Anyway, it's definitely worth it. No need to make up some math about it to try to justify it. Okay, so we're going to the exit. And actually it's just in time pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The non-nebula jump is what would have broken that strategy. Okay. Alright, so here we have, well, let's just read it. There's a black market hub here. You receive a message. These are dangerous times. If you have extra military-grade explosives, we'll gladly pay you for them. Basically, you get 3 per missile you want to sell. I have 25, which is pretty much gonna last me the whole game. I could probably sell 15 and be okay. Maybe I'll just go with 10 though, just to keep it a little bit on the safe side. What do you think, Rob? Let's do 10. Hooray! Okay, so next sector. That one actually went pretty quickly because I wasn't quite explaining every little fundamental detail like I did in the last stream. Okay, so now we have the choice of the NG controlled sector or pirate controlled. I like to go to these hostile areas because there's more fights, more scrap, more fun. So let's go to the pirate controlled. Can you hear in the background the music is a little suspenseful now. You have to go to bed. Okay, Rob, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you, bye. Okay, Rob is out. Let me just make sure we're disconnected from our voice chat. We are. Alright. It was just me, guys. Alright, this somewhat isolated region was thrown into chaos at the start of the rebellion. Even in peacetime, it would always be set by pirates, but now it houses the center of operations for countless pirate fleets. Alright, we're gonna have a lot of pirate battles here. By the way, my current evasion is 40%. Remember how I was saying, like, you know, 25 versus 30, the big difference? I'm actually at 40 now, which is very nice. That's mostly because this guy, Rob Bob, got his engines skill upgraded to the maximum. And we upgraded this one a little bit as well earlier. So that's really good to have 40%. And with that, let's kill things. This one's going to have an asteroid. By the way, I'm going to make my next goal to actually upgrade a shield. So I need 2 levels of that and some energy too for it. We're going to need 100 plus. We should probably get 2 power bars for that. Which will be... Now I'm going to undo this so don't freak out. Okay. I just want to see the next cost of the power bar. Because it kind of increases as you go. So it's going to be 50 for the power bars and 100 for 2 levels of shield. So we're going to go for 150 and then buy it. Okay, this has an asteroid field, which can be a pain. We saw that last time. You're basically getting pummeled by asteroids as you fight. So I'm going to choose the probable fight that does not have asteroids. I can probably handle this too, really, but I figure I might as well choose this one. And actually, the asteroids can help you too, especially if you fight like an automated ship with no shields. Then the asteroids just kill it. But whatever, I'm going here. Okay, upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Yeah, I reject the offer. Too bad, you will regret this decision. Okay, we have some missiles, blah blah blah. They might board me, so we're gonna have some pirates to deal with. Let's blast them with lasers. Always a good strategy. Do they have Okay, they don't have a med bay. Let me think. Do I want to board? Let's see what they come at me with boarding wise. Okay, they sent one rock man. Let's take him out quickly. Oh, you know what? I was being dumb with my lasers. When you have multiple shots that don't have the same charge time, you need to kind of pay attention. You can't just leave on auto fire. So what's happening here is the heavy laser shot down their shield. You can see it's empty here, but it's almost already recharged. And by the time the burst laser shoots, it's gonna be at least the shield will be back at least sometime during that burst. So let's unpause and turn off auto fire. Okay, I got hit. I killed their rock man. Their weapons are not in great shape. Let's heal up our mantises and try boarding them. Okay, I'm going to stop shooting now. I pummeled their weapons enough, and whoever was in the process of repairing the weapons is going to be beat up now too, because he got some lasers to the face. So that'll help us in the boarding process. Here he is, a Rockman. Rockmen have a lot of health. They have 150, as you can see here, maximum anyway. But Loring, the Rockman, Rockwoman I guess, is down to 16 out of 150. As you can see, a normal guy like a Mantis has 100 health. That's it, we win. We get 1 fuel, 1 drone, and 33 scrap. Send the boys home, heal them up. Oops. We should also heal Rob Bob, who got beat up a little bit in that fight. How much did I say I wanted to save for the shield? 150? Yeah. So we're at 106. Okay, so we're gonna head up here, do some more fighting. Maybe I'll use the hull repair once. It's practically free. When you have 9 drones that you aren't really using much. Thank you. Ah, slaver. So this is how you get some crew usually. So an especially well-armed pirate ship approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members, and the rest of you can go free unharmed. We can draw straws and send a crew member over to the slavers. I have literally never picked that option. How can you live with yourself picking that? Or number 2, we will never surrender one of our crew to the slavers. So this guy is pretty well armed and has 2 levels of shield and boarding and a med bay, but we'll be okay, I think. I might want to consider pulling out all the stops a little bit though. At least more of the stops. So let's turn on defense so we don't have to worry about the missile. Yeah, so Arturo, we can actually obtain one of their guys if we get them to surrender. So if you beat up a slave ship pretty hard, they'll say we surrender, take one of our guys. I like to think I give him freedom, or the ability to fight for freedom on my ship or something. So I'm turning on defense drone. Yeah, I wish I had a little more power. I probably should have bought some along the way. But I'm going to just leave on defense drone and try to pummel with lasers. I think we'll be okay. Could even turn off oxygen if I really need to, but let's try this. Pummel with lasers. And again, I almost got into my habit of just leaving an auto fire, but what I want to do is fire both of these together when they're both charged. Okay, we got boarded by this one little loser. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do. Silly human. Two mantises are beating him up. Oh, our weapons are ready. You gotta pay attention, because I don't know how many seconds I lost while these were fully charged while I was looking at the fight over here. Probably not too many, but not a good idea to just let things slide by. Okay, we won that battle. We can heal up here, I guess. Okay, now we're gonna do some damage. I'm actually gonna be even a little bit smarter about my laser now. I'm gonna let the burst go, and then hit with the heavy laser, because all these lasers, whether they're the regular kind or the heavy, each time they hit a shield, they just knock it down by 1. But the heavy laser will do 2 damage if it actually hits the hull of the ship. So if I use more of the regular laser to damage the shield, then the heavy laser can do extra damage on the hull of the ship. So now we'll fire the heavy. Sometimes it's hard to get the timing right because they fire at different speeds, but it's all good. I think we're in fine shape here. Yeah. Now that current sound it just made, that means I caused a breach. So a breach is basically what it sounds like. There's a big hole in the ship, and all the oxygen gets sucked out, and it takes time to repair the breach. Usually while you're repairing the breach, your repairmen are taking damage because of the lack of oxygen. Okay, accept their offer. We have a human named Nikni who is a very good fighter. The yellow means highly skilled as opposed to green, which is just kind of skilled. So we have now almost a full house. So as I mentioned, I think last week, I usually don't actually buy the crew because I kind of accumulate them over time. But it was fun to just get them early on anyway. So yeah, the 2 systems left in manning that are actually mannable are the sensors and the doors here. So I might as well put the guy on one of those since he's not going to be involved in boarding. You can actually move them around. Maybe sensors is a generally better option, and then if somebody boards, you switch them over to the doors. That's probably a better idea. Normally, as I mentioned earlier, I just kind of plop them in the doors often, but it's probably better. Move them here, then I can move them to the doors. Nice and easy. Okay, I have to get my refrigerator water again. We have a distress call here. So the only thing I don't like about this is I have to backtrack. I try to avoid backtracking because that always means nothing will happen when I backtrack. So I'll go here, and then nothing will happen. So that I have to consider, do I want to follow the distress call and backtrack or just ignore it? I'm going to go for it. I am getting a little bit low on the fuel side, by the way. I like to have at least like about 9 or 10. So if I encounter a store, I will probably buy fuel. It appears that the distress beacon is coming from the surface of a nearby moon. Your sensors are picking up a single life form. Oh, this one. It's not that bad. Just it can be really good or not. Okay, I'm going to go down to the surface to investigate. Ah, yeah. You find a colony that seems to have been recently attacked. Exploring the devastation, you find a lone survivor, invite him to your crew, or take him home to his family on a nearby planet in the system. Shall we go for the full house? Let's do it. He states that he was a shield operator before being stranded. He happily offers his services for a time in exchange for getting off that rock. We now have Charlie, who is skilled at shields. He will not be put on shields though. So we have a full house now. Alright, so we got, wow. We have how many humans? 4 humans, 1 Zoltan, and 3 mantises. If we encounter any more guys, we will have to make the hard decision. One thing that usually happens is you find a new guy, they don't usually have a yellow skill, so you want to value your guys that have earned their yellow skills. Leoncito is getting there with weapons. He has filled up the green level of weapons and halfway filled up the yellow meter. So we're going to keep those top 3 guys most likely. So, you know, we'll see when the time comes, I guess. Okay, we're still at 106 scrap. We have to backtrack like I mentioned. Go again. Probably here. Okay, scanners indicate that a battle is taking place nearby. It seems that someone is under attack by space pirates. Aid the civilian ship. You power up your weapons and engage the pirate ship. Okay, they have a big freaking missile, a big fat one. Probably a good idea to fire up the defense drone again. They only have 1 shield though, and I'm just thinking economically here. Do I want to spend the drone part? Might be okay to take 1 hit from this, you know. So let's see what happens. Okay, we're boarded by a rock man. We will off him. Okay, so Arturo said, I think we want Nikmi as our new boarding guy. We can't really trust him. A mantis can stay on a ship to help defend. What do you mean we can't really trust him? Oh, you want to send the guy we can't really trust to board. So the question actually becomes, is a decent mantis a better fighter than a highly skilled human? And I don't remember offhand. Okay, so this guy does 20% more damage because he's highly skilled. The mantis does... where's his bonus? I don't remember. So it tells me that this one does 10% more than mantis does. But is the 10% with the mantis bonus more than 20% and no racial bonus? Actually, this guy is a mantis but with no combat bonus. This one has no combat bonus yet either, although he's climbing up. At any rate, let's just beat the crap out of this rock man. For now. Keeping an eye on the lasers here. We're gonna get hit by a missile probably. Okay, we knocked out the missile. We knocked out all their weapons, in fact. Good stuff. They have a rock man repairing it. We can consider boarding. Should we send Nikmi? I think we'll send John and Nikmi. Okay. I actually would never make this kind of choice. Usually I just go by the races, but you got me thinking Arturo. So you say, sure, but if he is in the ship, he can turn on... Okay. You're getting into the role-play aspect. He can turn on us. In the enemy ship, he's fighting for his own life, right? That's a good point. Alright, so, yeah, they have no medical bay. They have, not really a strong crew as far as I can tell. When they have a guy in the sensor that can see everybody, see? You can see they have 1 rock man. So these guys can definitely take him out. Why would it be racist? I'm not saying racist, I'm saying never mind, let's just go. I don't want to get into this discussion. Okay, so Rockman's gonna eat it. And ta-da! We got 57 scrap. Wow. Civilian ship. Another 41. Holy crap. So easy is easy. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're new to the game, you probably don't really have a sense of why I'm reacting so strongly. But it's like to get this much scrap in one fight basically is tremendous if you're playing on hard. Well, that just simply wouldn't happen on hard. That would be like 10 fights. At least several, at least 6 or 7, we'll say. We need more healing though. Oh, we have to send these guys home. There really is a lot that you have to pay attention to in this game, and as I am trying to narrate as I'm going, it's like sometimes I think that it's harder for me to focus on a million different things. That's alright though, or just play for fun, you know. If it gets to a really intense situation though, I might just shut up for a minute. But yeah, like if I had left crew members here and the ship was on fire, it could actually get destroyed while I'm not paying attention, and I would lose the crew member or crew members. Okay, so do I want to make Nick me our regular fighter? Let's do that. Fine. And in which case we will put this guy on the sensors and set that as our new station. And we can now upgrade our shields. Woohoo! Oh, by the way, this right here, it's beacon coordinates appear to be very close to a nearby sun. I really hate the suns, but I'm going to show you anyway. I think I'm going to go down here, then up, and back around to the exit, basically. So in 2 jumps, we'll go to the sun. For now, let's get that shield upgrade. I'm feeling mighty powerful now with 3 full levels of shield. You can get up to 4. We'll probably have 4 by the time we get to the end of the game, I would think. But there's so much you can upgrade towards the end. I mean, I could even upgrade this drone quite a ways. If I get really cool drones, I might need that. But probably not. It might be worth putting 1 point into like these little guys here, the subsystems. But if you upgrade the piloting, you actually have autopilot. If you can see on the right here, it says for 20, I get 50% evasion autopilot. So that means basically if I have to make my pilot leave the room for any reason, it could be there's a crazy amount of boarding going on and I have to send him over to a fight, I could still have the autopilot manage the ship to some degree so I can, like dodge a little bit. So I'm going to hit that for 1. Should I do one of these 2? Sure, let's do sensors. Those ones are not usually my high priority, but with the, it's pretty much raining scrap in this particular game, so it's like, why not? Alright, so we're going to jump here. Once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools, and they have tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational and move into attack. Okay, so what that did was the special event of the special flavoring, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of this particular encounter reduced my engines to 1. I cannot power anymore. It called what they were doing hacking. In the advanced edition of the game, there's actually a hacking system where you can send a little robot to hack one of their systems, one of the enemy systems. However, that is not in the game. It was just kind of a special thing here. Okay, so we have very poor engines at this point. We have 15% evasion. We'll probably be fine anyway. Because our sensors are now at level 3, or actually 2 plus it's manned, so it's a bonus 1 level. What that lets us do is we can see everybody on the ship as well as the weapons charging. We can see how close they are to shooting me. So yeah, we can see all kinds of stuff. So Let's see, do we want to board? If we do, we have to take out the med bay. They have a teleport, so they're probably going to come at me, and I could kill them, and then take out their med bay, and then board when they only have one guy left, maybe-ish. Another complication, though, is they have bombs. We have not encountered bombs before this game. Bombs in FTL, they teleport, which is interesting. So it's like a little explosive device that teleports, it bypasses the shield, and it, you know, there's different kinds of bombs, but usually they do damage. There are actually ion bombs even. The ion bombs just kind of temporarily disable systems without damaging them per se. So, what do we want to do? Let's see how they board, try to take out weapons, then medbay, and possibly board ourselves. Okay, they're sending one guy board, which is really stupid, but whoever said they were right. Yeah, I can see this later is going to come at me real soon, and then the bomb, and probably like, this thing will probably be like in 2 or 3 seconds. This will be like in, I don't know, 6 or 7 seconds. Okay, the bomb went right to the shield, which is not good. Right now we're fine, but no one wants to have damage to their shield. I'm setting some mantises to help, even though the mantises suck at repairs. They just happen to be handy, so I figured why not. No, though, I should actually have these guys ready to board. So, Nick and me will go to board. So I should get healed up. So they're currently repairing the weapons and the piling. I can take out these guys, but the only problem is their Zoltan. And the Zoltan have a special ability, which is they explode when they die, and their explosion hurts you. I should be fine though, but something to be aware of. Alright, so let's do it. We're gonna kill this guy who's repairing the weapons. Yeah, we have 2 on 2. Note the Zoltans only have 70 health each, so they're pretty weak. I forgot to take out the medal. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, so their medbay is taken out, and it's on fire. Woohoo! And we can sustain the damage for the explosion that's about to come. I want to take note of how much damage it actually is numerically. I usually just kind of go by my gut. I can tell it's not going to kill them. But say the mantis has 67 health and the human has 76. So after the explosion, by the way, we got 4 fuel and 34 scrap. After the explosion of the Zoltan, the human with 76 health went down to 61, so 15 damage isn't a whole lot. But you always want to be aware of that. If you kind of just eke out a victory over them in hand-to-hand combat, the explosion could finish you off. Our Zoltan needs a repair. He took a bomb to the face. He needs a heal, not a repair. He's not a robot. Okay, so, yeah. Let's keep rolling with this party, I guess. Okay, I'll show you the sun. The sun is not fun. Fun in the sun. Basically, it'll light things on fire. Here we are, close to the sun. The beacon has been placed too close to a supergiant Class M star. The ship will gradually overheat until you get out of here or die. A pirate, apparently oblivious to the danger of the sun, moves in to engage. Okay, so they have boarding, they have medbay, they have mantis, they have rockman. Okay, only 3 crew though, so we can probably wind up... I'm gonna say we can probably board them. I'm a little nervous about the sun factor though, because basically random fires are going to appear on both our ships. Does the fire? I played this game enough, I think I should know. I'm questioning if the fire actually goes on the enemy ships too. Probably does. Okay, so Mantis is going to board me. They're going to missile me, which sucks. Yeah, let's just deal with it. Okay, he jumped into the door room for Mantis on Mantis action. Let's send our guy over to make that a one-sided fight. Who needs to fight fair, right? Okay, we got a missile coming. We got our bursts coming to take out there. Alright, we took 2 damage, which is no fun. Okay, I'm not liking that volley. We did not really affect them. It might be worth putting up a defense drone, which I should have done earlier, but oh well. Gonna take down shields a bit because we're fine and we want the power. Okay, their weapons are down. Now let's take note of whether the solar flare that's imminent makes fire on them too. I'm pretty sure it does. It tends to be how this game works. Yeah, so it made fire in their oxygen room. I don't think I want to board with my guys because the fire could like kill my guys. The lack of oxygen could kill my guys, so it's not worth the risk. I have a fire in this room here with one guy taking care of it. I will want to move somebody to help him. We'll take Rob Bob. He's right there. So they're putting out the fire with their fire extinguishers. I might as well shoot these guys some more. Okay, they're surrendering. I'm not big on accepting surrender. One neat thing is if they, it can be amusing to watch sometimes. You can watch their ship fall apart sometimes. I don't want to do it because the solar flares are a pain, but you can watch them die from oxygen loss or die from fires. Let's just kill them as fast as we can. Alright, so one more hull point. We'll take him out in a moment. Unfortunately, we're going to get hit by another solar flare in the meantime. Okay, so it's over here. I mean, who can we get to do it? Mantises stink at fires as well. So maybe we'll switch in with the pilot just for the moment. And let's take out this ship. Okay. Oh, that stinks. It actually damaged my system, which caused 1 hull damage. So the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. 3 fuel, 1 missile, 35 scrap. Okay. So I'm going to try to fix up things on the ship as much as possible before the flare zaps me again. If the flare's about to zap me, I'll just jump. And part of the whole fixing the whole situation is healing up too. We can take off the defense drone, put our power back in the shields. And that can actually matter because as you notice when I put the power back in the shield, this meter here fills up. And only when it fills up all the way does my shield level actually take place. And if I jump right here right now and I go to another beacon and there's an enemy ship, the shield stay the same. So basically if I was only at 2, then for a few seconds that's where I would remain. If that makes sense. Okay, solar flare is about to happen. Let's jump to, they're getting pretty close, aren't they? We can probably do 1, 2, 3. Let me do a finger measurement again. That's kind of close. I think it's okay. Okay, let's do it. Let's go to this part. You detect two ships, one chasing the other. Scanners show the pursuer is a pirate. Are we surprised that there's tons of piratas? But are they pato piratas? Okay. You power up your weapons, etc. Okay, we could try to heal up, but let's just get people in the proper station. Actually, if you want to consider boarding, the boarders should be healed up. So, check on them. This guy could use a heal. Yeah, this place is definitely set up for me to board them. Okay, could knock down their weapons a little bit. So they actually had a 3 burst lasers, which could be dangerous. So as usual, I paused a lot because I was juggling a few different things, and I am old and slow. So let us board. Let me just make sure everything looks kosher here. This is the door room, is it? Yeah, we're fine. Let's take out. If you jump to a place where they're in the middle of repairing, you kind of cancel all the in-progress repairs. So that's usually a good idea. Although, this weapon's offline, right? Yeah. The downside to that is if I wanted to knock down the weapons more, I can't shoot there anymore without hurting my own guy. Alright, I am getting beat up more than I expected. Let me think. Since the doors are level 1, I can actually run the Mantis out. As you probably heard, it went beep, 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 which means I'm starting to get low on life. I can squeeze out a little bit more life out of it. This Endy's going to bite it too, though, so that this guy can take over the fight. So let's try to do that. Okay, we can squeeze out a little more life here. Alright, he's going to run away now. Our Mantis is going to run away. And Borman can finish off these 2 guys. Okay, a little tight there, but we did it. No more signs of life, etc. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 52 scrap. Contact the civilian ship. They respond, it's a good thing you came when you did. We'd be dead now otherwise. I'm a shipwright, and I'd like to help you like you helped me. The captain offers to install a piece of equipment on your ship. We get an ion blast. And 20 scrap. Let's get these guys home and healed up. Poor Yevon C is almost dead. We better patch him up. He needs some nice R&R, and we should heal up everybody pretty much. You can put 3 guys in the med bay at once. Interesting design decision to maximize it at 3, to cap it at 3, that is. Because you would think that 4 people could fit in there. In most rooms, it was like 1 person per square, but they decided to make this 1 square here have a big medical machine or something. I'm assuming that was kind of a balanced decision rather than thematic, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we are all set healing wise. By the way, we have 172 scrap. We could totally buy something. We could upgrade engines some more. We can get some more power for our weapons here. Let's take a look at this ion blast. So we have not really encountered ions before in this game. An ion is a kind of weapon that does a different kind of damage. It does not... Well, I'm trying to compare them. Basically, you know how regular damage works. It knocks down systems, they turn red, they're not active anymore. And in addition, they usually knock down the hull. In the case of the ions, it locks down systems. So it's like there's no hull damage. There's it doesn't turn the systems red, but what it does is it makes them flash a light blue color. And while it's flashing that light blue color, it's disabled. Am I saying that necessarily right? It doesn't always fully disable. It knocks them down somewhat. So, for example, if I got hit in the shield with an ion, it would maybe knock down the outer level of it for, like, say, 15 seconds or something like that. Usually the ions have a longer time that it affects. And you cannot just repair them, if that makes sense. So like if I shot out someone's guns, they can just run a guy and repair it. With the ion damage, you have to wait it out basically for however many seconds. Anyway, hope I got the idea across at least. Yeah, Anonymous, I will definitely upgrade some weapons here. I think I'll, yeah, if I add one, I can actually activate all these weapons at once, which is cool. So let's do it. Later on, I might find a better weapon, in which case I'll have to get rid of one of these. I can actually kind of put it in the cargo here. I can like drag it over here, and then later on I can sell it. All right, so we got quite an arsenal here. None of these weapons are particularly heavy. Burst laser is kind of in the middle. The rest are all on the low end. But once you have 4 weapons at once, you're pretty offensively powerful. And since we still have 97 scrap, I might as well upgrade those engine designs. So with our engines maximized right now, we have an evade of 45%. Nearly half of all shots are just shut down. Really, a really good thing to have. Pardon me a moment while I visit the fridge water again. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys, for this Saturday night fun. I've been doing this lately since the coronavirus stuff went down. I've mostly been playing my ancient console, the Vectrex, but that went on the fritz. So I started playing FTL as of next week. Vectrex is being slowly repaired-ish. What I might start doing is do my Vectrex stream plus play other games. Maybe a regular FTL stream. So let's jump to one of these places. We'll go here. Okay, you receive a message from a small convoy. They're looking for some military supplies and are offering to try to improve their reactor in exchange. Alright, so basically what's going to happen is I'm going to get 1 reactor power for here. The price, though, I'm okay with the 4 missiles because I have tons of them. Drones, I don't know about that. I think I'm going to say no. Another way to look at this is if I upgrade a reactor point by spending my own scrap, it's currently at 30. So the question becomes, is this worth 30 or less? Usually the store has drone parts for like 8 each, and the missiles are what? Missiles like 4 each? I think I'm going to pass just because I like having a decent stockpile of drones. So I respectfully decline. Alright, so I could hit this plan. And I'll have to fight a fleet guy if I do that. Man, should I do it just to show you what the fleet looks like? That's my excuse to be greedy for one. I'm gonna do it. Could die. Let me think for a moment. I'll let you guys vote. Should I go for this fight and then jump here, which will probably mean fighting the fleet for just one combat? The idea would be to escape, basically. I think I'm pretty confident I'll survive. It's possible I don't. I will give myself 90% odds. For educational purposes, go for it. Okay. That's true. Alright, do it. Get a small shuttle. The rebel automated scout. They have 2 drones on us. Let's survey the situation. Okay, this one's going to shoot us with lasers. This one has beams. No, is that a beam? Yeah, it's a beam. And they're shooting a missile and a heavy laser as well. Okay. They only have 1 shield, so not too bad. The missile. Every time a missile is about to shoot, I think, is it worth spending a defense drone just to nullify that? Probably not. Still have a good amount of hull. Okay, it damaged my oxygen, but I have taken out the weapons. Let's throw our best fighter over to repair the oxygen. By the way, that's one bonus to having multiple levels of systems like this. Because then you get hit there and you get knocked down one level instead of the system being wiped out. You're probably right that I'm being a little bit cautious by saying it's risky. I just like to, generally, I try to avoid fleet fights. It has that cannon thing that shoots you. I forget what it's called. It has an acronym like ACS or something like that. But, you know, educational purposes, it's cool. Okay, another 40 scrap. Oh, you know what? It didn't even reach the exit. So, but if you do want to see it, I could jump here and then back. Alright, I'll do it. Wow. Okay, we got a big freaking missile in the process. And some free scrap to boot. Which one is the Hermes missile? That one costs 3 power, 14-second charge time, and wow, 3 damage. So that's a pretty powerful missile. So what we can do is work on upgrading our weapons, and once we got that going, we can replace the missile. Yeah, my ion actually hit the enemy drone just by chance. Alright, so even though you're probably right that this won't be too much trouble, I get nervous about doing this anyway. Alright, here we are with the fleet. You found the exit beacon, but the rebels got here first. You must survive long enough to be able to jump to the next sector. Okay. And they had a big freaking missile. Our goal is basically to jump out of here, because one thing about these fleet ships is when you beat them, they only give you 1 fuel, no scrap. I think that's to avoid hanging around, just kind of camping and killing off these guys in case you are overpowered. You could probably accumulate way too much scrap if it let you do that. Okay, I didn't really. They got good engines apparently, or good dodging. I guess we said. Is there not the thing that shoots at you, the cannon thing? Maybe it's only in advanced edition. Okay, I got it. Ooh, that was bad. Alright. That's me getting stingy with the drones. I could have easily put up a defense drone. Anyway, let's get this guy healed because he's almost dead. And we gotta get some guys in to repair this shield ASAP. A little bit too much on the side of Mantis is helping, but I'm just going for raw numbers, I guess you could say. You know, I can just jump away now. Why don't I just do that? I'll try to get in as much repair as I can before this missile goes off. And then I'll jump. Okay, missile went off. Let's go. Off to the next sector. Slugs. I hate slugs. Actually, I have a thing against slugs in real life as well as this game. In this game, they're slimy creatures that are very roguish, and they attempt to trick you in various ways. For instance, you might have an event that says slug merchant comes, and he'll sell you some weapon to install on your ship, and you hit OK, and then it turns out he sabotages you in some way, and then a bunch of slugs board your ship. Alright, the slugs developed an ocean planet where the ability to telepathically sense another organism was more important than sight. Today they use this ability to navigate unfettered the depths of the nebulas they inhabit. Okay, so we'll wait till we're repaired. Okay, we're repaired. Everybody back to stations. Okay, normally, so we have a bunch of nebula here, but when you go to a sector that's all about the nebula, like if it's purple on the map, then what happens is if you read the text here, it says the rebel fleet was prepared for the nebula in this sector, so it won't be effective as a hiding spot. So basically that means the rebel fleet will come at me at full speed. Alright, let's jump to this place because I can't resist a fight. Do I want to upgrade something while I'm waiting? I think I'm going to aim for 2 more levels of the weapons so I can use my big freaking missile. That will cost what? If you look to the right, 90 plus 75 is 165. And we'll probably want 2 more bars of energy. So 225. We'll do an upgrade at 225. Oh, we do have a store to check out though. So that might be kind of put on hiatus if there's something good at the store. So I'll try to get in a few jumps before hitting the store just to accumulate scrap along the way. Maybe I'll go 1, 2, 3 store. And then we find our way to the exit one way or another. Okay, you're surprised to find a ship without slug markings stranded all the way out here and move in to provide assistance. When you see the pirate insignia on the hull, you quickly reconsider. Let's attack, man. Okay. Are they boarding? No. Can we board? We probably could. Unfortunately, we can't see what's on their ship too well because of the disabled sensors. So if we board, it's risky because they could have some strong guys. They probably don't. Should I do it? Let's take out their weapons first, and then we'll have another to think about. Okay, shall we do it? Now, one thing that's nice about an upgraded teleport is, if you see here on the little tooltip, it's a level 1 20-second cooldown. That means when I zap my guys over there, it takes 20 seconds before I can send them back. So if bad stuff happens within that 20 seconds, I have to just deal. I could lose the crewmen in that time. I think we'll be okay though. Let's go for it. Here we go. One trick is that since I can see the doors are level 1, in the worst case I could try to just run around the ship randomly as other crew members on the enemy crew people chase after me, and I can kind of kill time that way. Oh, I'm in the middle of a fire, so this guy will probably die from the fire on his own. I'm just gonna step over here. Okay, we got people are moving in and out. The NG died. There's a slug guy who went in here to try to put out the fire. I'll let him deal with that. Take a peek in. Okay, it looks like they're dealing with repairing the weapons now, actually. And one of the slugs followed me in here. One of their weapons is online now. Now we can go back in here since we killed that guy. Finish off this slug. Okay. We got 3 fuel, 1 drone, 59 scrap. Alright, so we're definitely going to have a decent amount of scrap before our visits to the store. probably do a few repairs. Like I say, I usually like to get myself to the green level. I could always use a whole repair. Anyway, this nebula looks like it's recently seen two ships exchange fire with mutually assured destructive results. Wreckage drifts by your screens and tumbles into the depths of the nebula to be lost to sight. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. Of course I'm going to investigate. Oh, well that was dumb. As you investigate the battlefield, your ship is pummeled by drifting wreckage. Unable to detect anything of interest, you decide not to risk any further damage to your hull and prepare to jump. That might have been one of the things where I needed a blue option, which maybe had to do with sensors or something. I don't know. No, my sensors are disabled in here by default. I'm not really sure. If I was playing this game super carefully, I would have looked it up in the wiki. But you know, it's cool. Okay, so our oxygen is actually on fire. Alright. Who's our best repairman anyway? We don't really have any good repairmen. NGs are really good repairmen. We don't have any. And none of our other guys are particularly skilled. That's right, last game I was saying I was going to focus on making Leoncito do most of the repairs so he could build up his skill. But I haven't always stuck with that rule. You got Arturo Leoncito. Unfortunately, I took another hull damage as the fire destroyed the oxygen entirely. So I'm going to have to, you know, for starters, we're going to do this. Hull repair drone. Woohoo! We'll hit it again. Okay, our crew are fully healed, our oxygen's repaired, our hull is decent. Another store, wow. I'm trying to see if there's a line between this place and the store. It looks like it. I always try to maximize my scrap gathering before hitting a store, basically. So let's hit here. We're all set to go, right? Probably do this. Your sensors are no match for the slug's telepathic abilities. A ship you never even saw opens fire from astern. Alright, they have a beam, a laser, blah blah blah. Shall we board them? Arr. It's our usual tactic of taking out their weapons and then board them. Okay, took out one of the weapons, that's good enough. I have no med badges to be clear, and I probably don't have anyone like Rockman or America. The slugs. Always want to keep a good eye on the health bars as we fight. Okay, one down, two down, woohoo! Heal them up. What was our goal for the missile? It was to get, we want to get 2 power and the 2 levels of weapons, so 165 plus 60 is 225. There's something to consider when we go to the store. We might actually be able to sell the weaker missile, and that might actually push us over the edge to 225, unless there's something worth buying while we're there. Okay, so yeah, let's just go to the store now. You cautiously approach a slug colony on a huge asteroid. It's a brave person who sets foot on a slug planet. It can take weeks to get the mucus out of your clothes, but there's business to be done. Okay, so not a lot here. Cloaking is really good. In the advanced edition, there are more system options. So it's like sometimes you think, well, do I want to get cloaking or hacking? Because you can actually fill up your systems. In this version, it's like cloaking is a must, in my opinion. And there's almost no reason not to get it, and it really makes beating this final boss a lot easier. I could get a slug. It can be good to have a slug because they're telepathic. However, I'd have to dump one of my crew. Actually, you know, how do you even dismiss a crew? If I find a crewman from an event, it'll give me the option to dismiss one. But here, I can't actually do it. So I think I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. Anyway, I'm going to buy the cloaking. Hooray! Sorry, I'm hanging around my 1-year-old too much. She likes to scream, hooray! Yeah, cloaking is good. Let's do it. So, drones are 8, missiles are 6. Remember I was doing a little bit of math before, like, was it worth spending these, I think it was 4 missiles and 2 drones? I would say not. Oops, I accidentally quit, but I can go back. I was thinking of just get a little bit of repairs, or I could spend the drone. Now I'm doing way too much micromanagement. Well, I could repair, what is it, 3 to 5 with the drone. That costs 8 scrap for the drone part, blah, blah, blah. Me overthinking again. Why not just do 1 here, and that's it. And we'll do 1 of these. Okay, so now we don't have anywhere close to our 225 for the missile, but it is fine. We got a really good thing, the cloaking. I will demo that in a moment. And as far as offense, I think we're in decent shape still. I mean, we're in beyond decent shape. Alright, so probably not worth hitting this store with only 48. So we can just kind of wander through the nebula a bit. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this too much there? I'm mostly just tracing a path. I can always kind of cut across if I need to. There are a few more vicious beasts in the galaxy than a slug with his back to the wall. A faltering ship armed with fire weapons uses a remote hacking tool to try and disable your door system. They're going to burn you out. Okay, so my doors don't work. Alright. Burn. What does that mean? I don't remember. I guess it just... I can't use the doors at all. So they're going to try to use these weapons that cause fires, and then I cannot drain the oxygen because my doors are disabled. I think that's the idea. Okay. I'd like to see them try, actually. I could board them. I'll probably do my usual strategy. Missing, unfortunately. Okay, at least I took out enough of the weapons, so this is gone. Shall we just board? Yeah, let's do it. We have 2 slugs to deal with. Hopefully there's no more. Their beam can do nothing, yet it is trying. Someone on the subreddit for this game was saying, wouldn't it be cool if the AI for the game was smarter? Like they actually time their beams when the shields are down, instead of just firing randomly. Basically it fires when it's fully charged. It's as if I had auto fire on. And I think that would be a cool idea. However, this game would be 10 times harder. It would have to be like vastly redesigned or rebalanced or something. Anyway, we get some stuff. 63 scrap. Hooray. As you can see, boarding can be very powerful. I'm glad you talked me into boarding, Arturo. In our last stream, Arturo asked me to get the teleporter and to get a mantis because he wanted to see some boarding action. Alright, Okay, 11:45. Okay. Last weekend I played this till 1 a.m. and it hurt because I'm getting old. I can't do 1 a.m. Going to bed at 1 a.m. anymore pretty much. I'm gonna put a hard stop at 12:30. So that still gives us 45 minutes though. Now I could check the store again. It might be worth it. I only got 117 again. Let's do it. A huge slug teleports from nowhere onto the bridge. Before you can open fire, he's spreading his wares across the helm and is brandishing things at you. It almost sounds like he's going to attack me, but nope. Okay, we have a variety of missiles here and a bomb, a breach bomb Mark II. I don't use breach bombs too much. So, as I mentioned earlier, a bomb, actually it says right here, if you look at the tooltip, I can't put the mouse there or it'll go away. Tip: bombs teleport past shields and defense drones to land directly on a ship. Like missiles, they cost 1 missile to launch. They never damage hull, but can be effective at disrupting crew and systems. You can even launch them at borders on your own ship. So maybe there's 3 borders smashing your shield, and you just put a bomb there and you blow them up. Okay, so breach bombs, they tend to make breaches. If you see on the right, it says breach chance high. I don't tend to use them though, I don't know. And then a breach missile too. It's a missile that has a decent chance of, or a high chance of causing breaches. And the Hermes missile, which is the one I have. I have the Hermes. I'm not really feeling this. I could trade in something. Yes. Breach missile actually has the same power cost as the Hermes missile, but it does 4 damage and has the high breach chance. This one only does 3 damage. But the charge time is 22 seconds, which is just ridiculous. That could be like half of an entire battle is 22 seconds. I think I will not buy things. Okay, so let's keep on moving. When it comes to slugs, no news is not necessarily good news. However, if they are watching, they don't seem to want to confront you. Alright, I'm always a sucker for these exclamation points. I like to get into fights, get scrapped, keep on going, get upgraded, etc, etc. I probably should have bought a fuel or 2 at the store, as I like to keep it at like 9 or 10-ish constantly. I guess back then I was at 10. The slugs here use a tactic you hope you never see. They use a remote hacking satellite to sabotage your own oxygen production system, and then charge fire weapons. You're going to suffocate. But I can use my improved oxygen to try to squeeze some extra power to the system. Thankfully, your improved subsystem is able to counter their hacking enough to keep the life support barely functional. That should keep you alive at least. Alright. Now, one thing I wish this game would add is if you moused over the enemy gun, it would tell you what it is. You're kind of forced to memorize what the graphic looks like for each, and I'm terrible at that for some reason. Rob is always good at that. I'm always asking him, how many lasers is this? Is this 3? I think it might be 3. But they're not always unique. Some use the same graphic. Oh, I should demonstrate the cloaking. So let's do that just for kicks, even though I don't really need it here probably. So I'm gonna fire at them, and then I'm gonna cloak for fun. I didn't really do that. Firing right. Okay, so 3 shots are coming my way, so let's pretend that was like 5 shots. Oh crap, that could be really dangerous. So I cloak. As you can see, it greatly increased my evade to 105%, which means automatic evasion. But the way stealth works is, if you look here, it provides 60% bonus to dodge. Dodge is the same thing as evade. I don't know why they use two different words though. So basically, if you have 40 or more before you cloak, you will have guaranteed evasion when you do cook. So let's we got a firebomb coming. Okay. Try to get these weapons down. This guy better run away. Okay, maybe I should just board, I don't know. No, it's good to talking to myself too much. Okay, let's just get rid of this damn fire. Even though the mantises suck at it, when you have 3 of them plus a human, you're in pretty good shape. Okay. I think we can do some boarding. Let's get our guys healed and then we'll board. I'm losing track of which one is which. I think this is what we want to do. Not ideal having mantises alone preparing the shields, but I don't really care right now. Okay, our shields are repaired. We are going to... Hold on. This guy should go back. Oh, everybody back. Hold on, we have more healing to do. This game confuses me sometimes, even when I'm not really in danger. Okay, heal up. Oh, they died. Good thing I didn't board. I'd probably be fine anyway. But, why did they die? Were they on fire? Yeah, it must have been my blast to the weapons. Set the room on fire, and then they had a guy repairing in there like a dumbass. And they're all dead. Well, it saves me having to worry about boarding. So I'm at 175 scrap. I could probably do my major weapons upgrade soon. And we are almost at sector 6 out of 8 sectors. I will definitely give us a major spoiler warning before the 8th sector. If you're watching, you probably want to see it anyway, I figure, but I will give you a heads up because there's definitely some surprises there. And if you'd rather encounter that yourself, I would suggest just quitting the stream at that point. But honestly, we'll probably not get to that point until next week. A slug ship hails you. We've detected some worrying radiation coming from your medical unit. Anytime the slugs tell you BS like that, well, it's BS. Perhaps you should take a look. As he signs off, your system shuts off and the crew teleports aboard from a nearby station. They don't look like engineers. Alright, we got, how many? 3? 3 slugs coming into the weapons. Okay. Who's our better mantis? I'm gonna write for John. Put John on. Oh, it was only 2 slugs. Okay. Ah, why am I? Ugh. I'm ignoring the freaking battle. Sorry. I guess I'm starting to get tired, guys. Fortunately, the missile missed it. And I took out their weapons. Cool. Let's get Leoncito healed and Vivon C healed. Oh, they disabled the med bay as part of this particular encounter. Okay. Well, let us board anyway. We can use Nick Meat and John. Otherwise, these people should go back to being useful. Nancy doesn't go back to guns. This guy can do whatever. Our shields are not fully... juggling too much and getting tired. Sorry. Okay. So let's do this. Oh, we're in the middle of a fire. How nice. Okay, let's move over here. If they follow me, fine. If they don't, only get to burn. Okay, with the crew dead, you shut off their hacking module, etc., etc. 59 scrap. Okay, Yevon, get healed. And then we will return to battle station. We can do that major missile upgrade we were talking about. I do have 26 missiles. Oh, I could really start just pounding ships at that point. So you'll take it on a nice long stretch. Oh, okay. I can always say it's good to upgrade engines as well. But for now, we're going to focus on the weapons. 1, 2, and 1, 2. Look at that. Swap them out. Maybe dump the Artemis later. Sheesh. Look at this. I'm going to just turn it on just so you can see. Look at all that firepower. Now there is actually room for one more. We would have to swap out one of the weapons, but say we got a something that costs 2, we could replace the 1 with the 2, or if we had something else that costs 3, we could replace this one with the 3. But really, this burst laser is probably going to be like the backbone of this whole arsenal for the whole game. Anyway, what shall we do now? We shall focus on an engine upgrade next, let's say. It'll only be 3%. Again, though, every little bit is huge with the evasion. Could be worthwhile to upgrade the teleporter. We are definitely using a lot of that. If you see on the right, it would have a 15-second cooldown at level 2 and a 10-second cooldown at level 3. Let's check out this. Okay, we have a Mantis on our hands and they're going to board us. The Mantis attack ship here looks to have been hunting slugs on their home turf. A rare test of honor for the mightiest Mantis crews. Weapons up. Okay, they have a missile laser. We'll let them board us and we will show them what's what. Okay, they're harassing the pilot, unfortunately. But we can handle that. He needs some help though. Ooh, the Zoltan keeps getting hit in the face. Okay, yeah, let's just help him out. Actually, let's get our borders back to where they belong and start boarding. Now they will have, they will have mantises that could be dangerous. However, our guys are dangerous too. How many will they have? They have 2. Could be a problem. Probably not. If they have 3, it will be a problem. Maybe I'll just hold off. I can just shoot them down. They might be stupid and board me again. Oh, you see how I fired that one just a split second too late, so it was not able to finish them off.
49 scrap. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call it a sector, I guess. That should be. I think that's good. What are just do 1, 2, 3. Just go with 3, I guess. After all the time I play this game, I still struggle to figure out exactly if I'll hit the fleet or not. Also, this is I'm in a nebula, even though it's a nebulous sector, so the slowdown of the fleet is reduced. There still is some slowdown. So when I'm over here, there'll be no slowdown. So let's just go for 1, 2, 3. How's my money, by the way? My scrap is. Should I do that teleport upgrade? Yeah, let's do it. Oops. Should have a power in the shield here. You have encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active, but you're not sure anyone is on board. Let's hail them. As you hail the refugee ship, a pirate ship jumps into the system. It was using the refugee ship as bait. Of course it was. Okay, let's get things straightened out here. Shield, engine, what do they have? A big fat missile. NG, slug, human. Okay, we can board them. They're gonna. Oh, Rockman too. They're gonna board me first though, because that's how it works. If they have a teleporter, they just board. Look at them. So they're actually. This is why I like to leave these kind of useless rooms oxygen free. Because if someone is dumb enough to board there, they get beat up by the lack of oxygen first. Let us have some guys waiting for him. For them, I should say. So they do have a med bay, which makes boarding them a little more difficult. I didn't notice that initially. We should close that. Okay, but they're not very threatening. I could just pound their med bay with weapons and then board. Fortunately, their weapons are going to be online now, and my guys are not in the right place. Blah blah blah. Juggle, 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 juggling all that stuff. Yeah, so if I jump right here with the weapon, the repairs will cease, which is cool. I don't even know why I have this Hermes lit up still. Let's take it off so I can be more flexible with the power. I have my cloaking on in case the missile goes off. Let's do it. So rockmen are dangerous in battles just because they have so much health. They don't fight any better than a human, but they have 50% more health. But we're good. We have 2 really good fighters, and they had NG as one of their fighters. NG is only half as good as a human in battle. Alright, 63 scrap, and the refugee claims pirates have been following their trail since they left their homeworld. As a gesture of goodwill, and seeing how effectively you dispatch the enemy ship, they offer up what supplies they can spare. So we got another 22 scrap. Hooray. Yeah, I could have done the 4 jump though. I should really get that mod I saw. Okay. Wait, what's next on the agenda? Probably the engines. Did I already say that? Yeah. Or the clocking. Let's do the engine. We can do it right now even. 60 plus 30. And we are good. Okay, now we're evaded up to 45. Oh, we already have 40. Oh, I'm missing a power here. 48%. They start to give you diminishing returns. It's like, if you look to the right here, it goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 28, 31, which are increments of 3. And then for some reason it goes to an increment of 4 from 31 to 35. So, I don't know. I don't know why they decided to do those odd numbers, but it is what it is. Might as well jump. It's rare for the slugs to stay exposed. You know, I need a salt cannon against these slugs. It's rare for the slugs to stay exposed in open space for long periods. The ship here may be lost or just passing through, but either way, he moves in to attack. What a surprise. Okay, they have a beam. Lasers, we're probably fine. Heavy laser won't shoot too many times usually. Yeah, they only have a one shot. So, someone just upgraded. Who got? That must have been the shield guy. Sultan. Yeah, now he's skilled in shield. So 20% faster shield recharge, which is very nice actually. And he still has room to upgrade. Because he's only got the green level. You can still get the yellow level. What are we doing here? Do we want to try to board? There are 4 guys, which does make it quite a bit tougher actually. And the medbay to deal with. They do have 3 levels of shield as well. Plus, if they can't hurt me, I might as well take my sweet time and not try to use any missiles. Okay. Going pretty well. Splat. They're gonna run to the medbay now, those cowards. Let's see if I can take him out while he's in there. Probably not fast enough. Nah, it didn't happen. Alright. Maybe I should just go for the shield. I usually don't go for shield. A lot of other players do though. But once the shield are really inhibiting your ability to damage other systems or to damage the hull, it can be a good idea to try to knock down a shield. Alright. You have bested us. Will you accept what is in our stores in exchange for our lives? I'm generally not a fan of that. Sometimes you can get more stuff that way, but nah. In terms of scrap, you're better off killing. I'm very heartless. Okay. Ta-da. 37 scrap. Okay. I'll check the stream. Is anybody still watching? I guess it's basically you 2 guys still. Arturo and Mr. Benonymous. I'm not sure. My stream says there's 3 people. I don't know if it counts me though. Last week we had a few more people. That's all good though. So I can still jump to the store, but with 50 scrap. I don't know. Let's check it out anyway, I guess. Maybe I'll buy a few fuel or a drone car. I don't know. I like it. Some of these names are so silly. Like, here's a slug creature. His name is Steven Dangler, which sounds like some kind of middle manager in a corporation or something. I could sell the Artemis just because I probably don't want it anymore. Defense 2 drone, huh? That's not something I see too often. That can be really good though. Because, actually the combat drones are nice too. Of course they can only handle 2 drones. Defense 2, see it costs 3 power, so I would have to upgrade my drone system. But you have this going, and it's really protecting you very well. It shoots a lot faster, so say it, well, it also takes out lasers. So say they shoot like a laser, and then a missile, it could actually go 1, 2. That's them both. I don't usually get it. Just don't find it usually. So the thing is, I have to sell stuff. If I sell the Artemis, I get 19, which would bring me to 69 scrap. And how much does it cost? 70 scrap. So I'd have to sell something else besides that. Definitely don't want to sell the weapons. I like my augmentation, so it would be down to one of these two. I can view it as an upgrade of the Defense 1. Hull repair. I don't think I want to dump the hull repair. I'll take suggestions from the peanut gallery. Otherwise, I might just move on. I don't know. Alright, I think I'm just going to dump the Artemis because I don't want it anymore and move on. Well, Combat 1 might be a good option. That is actually very good. Its extra firepower is basically like a one-shot laser. Well, you've seen them attack me. It'll just kind of periodically shoot in random places. It's good if you have a defense 1 and a combat 1. It's a decent 1-2 punch. And the hull repair drone I can kind of switch out as needed. I can put it here in the cargo, and if I need to use it, I can switch them out. So why don't we go for that? I do like the combat 1 drone. I'm going to sell the Artemis because I don't care, and buy the combat 1. While we're here, I'll get a couple more fuel, and since I might be using drones a little bit more, I'll buy one of those. I was going to say 2, but then I realized I couldn't actually afford to. Okay, I need to take a 1-minute break. Feel free to hang on, I'll be back. Just gotta visit the little boy's room. All right, I am back. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I enjoy FTL. I enjoy playing game. I enjoy streaming games and chatting about the games we're playing. So it's all really cool stuff. uh, so where are we? We are about to exit, and then we're at Sector 6. I may just play through Sector 6 and then call it a night. I should probably stick to my 12:30 stop though, so maybe I'll only be like halfway through Sector 6 by then. At any rate, let's move forward. Oh, I can do this. I've already been there. Again, the tiredness is kicking in. Okay, so exit. You have arrived at the long-range beacon, etc. Scanners are showing intelligent life forms on a nearby planet. No match for them can be found in the database. That's because they wrote their SQL query with an incorrect where clause. Investigate. You land a small shuttle in an enormous field whose only occupants are small, brightly colored, six-legged, horse-like animals. Could they be what your scans picked up? Try to communicate peacefully. Bring some of the creatures on board to sell. I feel like... Yeah, I'm going to look this one up on the wiki. I'm going to cheat. Because I might actually get a crew member out of this potentially. And I'm already full. Six-legged. All you have to do is look up on Google something like six-legged, horse-like animals. And it goes right to the wiki page. So in this one, you can, yeah, if you communicate peacefully, you can get an NG crew member. Which would be good because it's good to have an NG that they're really good at repairing. So I'm going to risk it. I'm not risk it, I'm just going to go for it. And if I get an NG, I'll have to make the tough decision of who to push out of the airlock. No, again, I like to think that I send them on their way home peacefully and quietly or something like that. So let's do it. Try to communicate peacefully. I got the NG. None of your attempts to communicate seem to work. They just stare at you silently. As you prepare to leave, one of the creatures canters forward and forcefully nudges you away from the ship. He seems to want you to follow him. Eventually, they guide you to an old NG ship's crash site. Inside, you're able to find and reactivate an engine. So this one's good at engines too, which is fitting for an engine, I suppose. And we even got 25 scrap out of the deal. Okay, so now here comes the tough question. The new guy is an engine. It's good to have one. I'm leaning towards dumping a mantis, unfortunately. I hate to do that. This guy is our boarder, and he's almost maxed out on fighting. John is pretty much the same, actually. Although he doesn't have any shield skill. And a little bit more repair. I'm probably going to go with John going out the airlock. No, going home. Charlie. Actually, do we care about Charlie? Charlie's good at shields, but he's not the guy manning the shield, so who cares? He's not really good at anything else. He could be a decent backup for the shield. It's always good to have guys who can punch, though. Like, that's more frequently useful than having multiple guys with shield skill. So, bye-bye, Charlie. Goodbye, Charlie, as the saying goes. Yeah. In my head lore, we sacrifice it to Cthulhu. Okay, thanks, Archer. I'm glad you chimed in. I haven't heard from you for a while. I like how you like to kind of think about the situation in like a role playing or like story kind of way. Okay, bye bye, Charlie. All right, so we have Brecken the NG, and he is gonna hang out in the door room, I suppose. I should upgrade my doors. It's good to have good doors. They cost 35 though, and I'm at 32. So yeah, there's actually another level here. As you can see right now, when I man the doors, it goes from this which anybody can walk through, including borders. To this, they look like they're made of steel or something. The borders have to break down the door, but with one more level, they're even stronger steel or something. They're space age steel. Alright, so next sector, we can go to the Mantis homeworld. Always fun. But I do like to go to the red sectors because I like to live dangerously. So the Mantis homeworld it is. The other option is Zoltan controlled. Only issue here is with so many mantises, I'm probably going to be a little bit too scared to board too often. Anyway, you've entered a poorly charted area of space that's known to be home to the mantis. Ensure your hull plating is up to scratch and that you have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. Wow, store, distress, not distress here, but distress and ship here. I'm kind of too poor to have a meaningful visit to the store, so I'm going to skip the store. What was I just going to say? I think I forgot one. I was actually thinking about John here, replacing Nick Me as the boarder. Because look, just a little bit more practice and he's going to have the yellow fighting skill as well. And he'll have that yellow fighting skill on top of being a mantis. So I'm sorry, Arturo. I know you didn't trust him or something. How about this? He's been fighting for us for so long now that Nick Me has earned our trust as a defender. Alright, so we've set new stations. I'm going to do doors next, which is only a few more scrap. And then I might actually go for the shield. It's really nice to have 4 shields by the end of the game. And that's going to be a huge cost. 180 for the shield itself, and then another 70 for the power bar. So I would like to call that a 250 scrap upgrade. Your cockpit lights up with warning signals. You're being targeted by a nearby ship. The distress call was a lure to attract unwitting ships into weapons range. You prepare for a fight. Okay, we have some guys that are going to board us, probably the mantis and somebody else, maybe the human. And then we can board them. Woohoo! Oh, they have 4 weapons. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm a little bit scared because each of these blasting lasers and they could conceivably knock down our shields, and then we're open to the beam, which is never nice. Okay, so we'll have to manage. Why don't we fire a freaking missile? I'm way too stingy sometimes. Let's do it. Okay, boarding with the human and the rockman. No mantis, interestingly. And they're in the sensor room with this guy here. Oh, Nick Me's a good fighter, so he can manage for now. Yeah, I'll just send Yevon over. Okay, so 4. Okay, we got 2 heavy lasers coming. We dodge 1, so that's good. 2 burst lasers, we dodged 2, that's good, and the beam was harmless as we start to fight in hand-to-hand combat here. Maybe I should have this guy on standby to switch out with the human. I have all my weapons ready. I should be shooting. I could use the Hermes to blast their shield really good, and then laser the crap out of the weapons. Let's do that. I'm afraid I'm going to do too much damage though for boarding. Oh, the missile missed. Alright, that's always something that can happen. I'm going to swap out here. Okay, so we knocked down their missiles a bunch, which is always helpful. Alright, this guy here, John, is now an expert at fighting. He's kung fu fighting. Okay, they're on fire. He's on fire. Now I'm gonna board and finish the job that way. By the way, the Rockmen, they're immune to fire, so they're good at putting out fires. Also, they have this cool little animation that they jump up and down to put out the fire. Everybody else uses a fire extinguisher of some sort, but the Rockmen like to jump up and down. Okay, we're gonna cause some havoc. Let's take out this mantis up here. He won't last long. Flat. Oh, they're doing repairs. They took out the fire. So now let's go. Oh, I didn't realize they had upgraded doors. Alright. It's all good though. It's going to take a while to break through. Okay. The weapons are coming back online, which I'm not happy with. But let's do a little bit of damage. I'm afraid I'm going to do too much. We can't do enough to destroy the ship, so it's all good. Ow. Oh shoot, they're trying to escape. Okay. But there's no one in the pilot seat, so they can't actually do that. I got nervous for a second as soon as it said they're trying to FTL jump. Then I realized they can't actually do it without somebody driving. Anyway, now we have both of our boarders at maximum fighting skill. So when you have two mantis boarders at max fighting skill, you are dangerous. The only stronger boarding party you could have is you're on one of the ships that actually has a teleporter that accommodates 4, and you can board with 4 guys at once. All right, getting to the end of the show, folks. Guess I'll just do this one jump and probably a fight, and then I'll say see you next week. By the way, I was gonna switch out these drones, wasn't I? Combat drone here. Yeah, and eventually I want to upgrade the drone control itself. But I'm going to prioritize that level 4 shield, which I said would cost, what, 250 or something crazy like that? I'm losing my voice a little bit. Yeah, 250. Your ship is hailed. We found you at last. Prepare to die. That's not very interesting dialogue, guys. Okay, so 4 humans and a med bay. Probably won't be boarding. I can take out the med bay, but then I have to deal with 4 humans. They have a drone on me. It is combat. They have a bunch of lasers. Okay. I guess I'll just blast the crap out of them. Good old-fashioned blasting. Oh, they had a defense drone. I didn't even realize it. So I decided to, again, blast with a missile, which I'm, again, stingy about. And in my own stupidity, I didn't notice that they had a defense drone that could easily shoot down the missile. Okay, their weapons are totally out and on fire. However, they have this repair drone right here. He's like a super repairman. Alright. So the guy who was in here ran to the med bay. He's like, I'm dying. Just keep the pressure on right here, it'll be good. Oh, I missed. I'm gonna put power in things because I can. Okay, they're surrendering and offering a ton of stuff. 8 missiles. Jeez. So again, I almost always refuse to surrender, but gee, 8 missiles. On the one hand, I'm like, I already have more missiles than I need, but the fuel is a nice bonus there too. And even the scrap isn't anything shabby. I'll take it. Nah, too bad I can't board on them anyway. Alright, that's it for me. By the way, here's some achievements I've gotten with this ship. This one is have 6 unique aliens on the Kestrel cruiser simultaneously. So that would mean you need one of each type of alien. I think there's 6 altogether. There's actually a special crystal race that you very rarely see. Well, let's count them all. You got human, I'm counting on my fingers. Human, mantis, slug, Zoltan, NG, Rockman is 6, and then 7 is the crystal guy that you don't see too often. Full arsenal, have 11 systems installed on the Kestrel cruiser at once. 11 systems. This one is, as the Kestrel, repair back to full health when it only has 1 HP remaining. But that's all for tonight, guys. I will finish the game next time. I'll probably be able to finish the game. I just have to do the rest of Sector 6, and 7, and then the final Sector 8. Sector 8 includes the final boss. I'll give you my warning before Sector 8 because there is fun stuff, fun surprises to see. If you want to explore that for yourself, it might be worth it. But if not, then of course, you'll be welcome to watch. So I'm going to hit save and quit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night. It's been fun, and I'll see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to be reminded of when I stream and stuff. Somehow I didn't realize that save and quit would actually quit the whole application, but I guess it makes sense. Okay, end stream. See you later.